So New York is having massive fuel shortages and diesel shortages right now. Diesel is becoming so scarce that traders are looking for obscure ways to secure their oil. All right, this is drying up. New York is having massive issues, and the White House is even saying they're going to step in and potentially take emergency measures. All right, this is very serious. This is happening in New York right now. All right, so the United States is getting hit, it's catching up, and it's a perfect time for winter, perfect timing for all this to be happening. All right, so massive shortages and quote potentially emergency measures will be implemented for New York. All right, so let's just dive into what's happening exactly with diesel markets. All right, so we might have seen our gas prices go down a little bit, diesel's gone down a little bit, but diesel has gone back up. It is pushing $200 a barrel. All right, this is huge, and the US stockpiles are also extremely low. So the US American stockpiles of distillate fuel were exceptionally low. It was the last time inventories were this low was in October of 1951. Right? So 70 years ago, the last time, over 70 years ago was the last time our oil stockpile was this low, the commercial oil distillate fuel stockpile, right? So this is huge. This is affecting everything. Diesel's hitting $200 a barrel, right? And this is going to affect everything. This is going to affect construction, truckers, farming. Every massive engine uses diesel fuel, and generators, electricity. A lot of our electricity comes from massive diesel generators, all right? That's one thing a lot of people don't understand that push electricity so hard. A lot of our electricity is generated from massive diesel generators, all right? So just burning diesel all day long. So let's get into what the White House is saying exactly, because this is huge that they are stepping up. So they came out a couple weeks ago and said this, and now it seems like it's actually happening. It's actually hitting the fan in New York right now. So it says, the Biden administration is warning of government action to address exports and suppliers that are resorting to expensive U.S. tankers to restock the region, all right? It said the administration could take, quote, emergency measures if refiners don't limit exports to replenish domestic stockpiles. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm wrote, all right, so they are going to step in and say that oil exports can no longer happen out of New York, out of the port, because the stockpiles are so low, all right? We just went over stockpiles are lowest since 1951, all right? And they're saying specifically stockpiles in the New York harbor are so low that they might have to step in and prevent exports of oil, all right? So we are seeing it escalate. This could easily turn into, embargoes, sanctions, all this different kind of stuff, cutting off of other countries of exporting our oil, all right? And this is maybe something that we should be doing, but at the same time, why aren't we just stepping up our oil production so we have plenty? The U.S. is the biggest oil producer in the entire world, and for some reason we do not act like it, all right? We act like we have a scarcity or something, like there's just not enough. When we are the biggest one in the world, we just need to act like it and step it up and pump it up, all right? Pump the gas, get it going, all right? It's an emergency. We need it. They're even saying they're going to take, quote, emergency measures in New York, all right? So let's get into what traders are also doing in New York, all right? So diesel prices affect everything. Every single thing on the shelf has to be transported by a massive ship. First it's made in a factory in China that needs electricity. That's probably generated from a diesel generator. So there it's using some already. And then it's transported to a shipping area in China, so more diesel, more trucks taking it to the ship there. It's shipped all the way across the ocean, more diesel. It's arrives at a port here. Diesel, diesel equipment is moving the boxes around, moving the containers around. All right, and then that's put on a train or a truck, all right? More diesel. That's transported to another warehouse or another factory, you know, Walmart warehouse or whatever. More diesel, and then it's transported to a Walmart store or whatever store, and then more diesel, and then you drive to the store and drive home to get it. More gas, more diesel if you have a diesel. It's just like every little aspect of getting a single product, just getting a little tiny thing, could be a huge ordeal. Massive amounts of fuel are needed to accomplish this. Same thing with food, all right? A lot of fertilizer is derivative of diesel, of fuel. And it's the same thing. And then the tractors need diesel. And then the trucks need diesel to drive the food to the trains or to drive it to the warehouses. And then that's taken to a store. And then you got to pick that up. Every little thing, every food item, every item you touch needs diesel. Pretty much every single thing. So this article coming out of Bloomberg is saying New York diesel is so scarce, traders are turning to unusual sources to get it. All right, so essentially they are looking at the New York Mercantile Exchange, which is essentially just a futures trading exchange for contracts, okay, for fuel contracts. They essentially just trade the contracts, but now traders are trying to secure physical supplies on this market now, which is very difficult. This market's not even built for this. It's just built for trading futures contracts for the oil. But they are now trying to secure it physically on this market because they are just so desperate to find any bit of diesel that they can. All right. So this is becoming a crisis very quickly. New York's a massive port hub. All right. They're saying that they also normally have more diesel from Europe, and that's been completely shut off because of the energy crisis going on over there. All right. They've been cut off themselves. How are they going to supply New York or the United States? And it says current average today for diesel prices are $5.60 in New York. And just a week ago, it was $5.16. So almost a 50-cent increase just in a week in diesel prices in New York. So this is hitting right now. This is AAA numbers. And a year ago, prices were $3.62. Now they're $5.60. All right, so a $2 increase in prices just in 1 year for diesel. That's going to affect everything. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're a trucker, if you're a part of the supply chain, you're being affected by this, by being affected by these diesel shortages. Let me know if you're in New York, if you're having trouble getting diesel, if you're a trucker or anything like that. You do any kind of traveling. What are you seeing in New York? All right. I don't have boots on the ground there, but I'd love to see, and I'm sure people would love to see what's going on there. Is it hitting on the ground yet, or is this coming very soon? All right, I think prices are rising, and then we're gonna start seeing massive shortages very soon. Even the White House is saying they're gonna take emergency measures to stop exports of oil out of New York City and New York Harbor. All right, so thank you guys for watching. You guys have a big old blessed day.